Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Game Season 2, Episode 115. This is the go-home show for NXT TakeOver Rage. NXT TakeOver Resistance. This is NXT Resistance Television here. The next episode you will be seeing is the TakeOver Special on the Resistance brand. Now, as you know how we do here on Resistance, well, not Resistance, excuse me, as you know how we do on the TakeOver Special go-home shows, these are quicker shows and really more hard-hitting storyline-based shows. So let's waste no time. It's super late here. Let's get straight into the action. Mauro Ranallo, Steve Corino, and Kevin Kelly welcome us to NXT. Mauro says that tonight on NXT, we're going to have one hell of a show. So 59C here, the announcing team of Mauro Ranallo, Steve Corino, and Kevin Kelly make their debut with one another here on NXT Resistance and are letting us know that we're going to have one hell of a show tonight, and it's going to be a fantastic event, as the next show will be NXT TakeOver Resistance. We are being held in Arkansas, by the way, at Hot Springs Exhibit Hall in front of 7,500 people. In the opening match, the Street Profits defeat Sanity in 6:27 when Montez Ford defeated Alexander Wolf by quick pinfall with a surprise cradle. The Profits with a 51-42, 71-67 for Sanity respectively. Montez Ford is improving in Rumble skills, and the Street Profits get a surprise victory over the NXT United States Tag Team Champions, 61C. The bell sounds now, and the fast roll-up pin has just landed the Street Profits a victory over the United States Tag Team Champions. The Profits on the ramp are celebrating while Wolf and Dane are beyond themselves. They cannot believe they lost to the Street Profits, who are celebrating with the fans. So 65C here, obviously we're building towards a Resistance title defense for Sanity. I'm a big fan of, I don't know how you guys feel, you guys can let me know, but I'm a huge fan of the Street Profits currently on NXT television, and I think they have a super fun gimmick. They'll get a shot at the US Tag Team Championship, so I'll let you guys know that coming up at Resistance. Alright, 65C. Alright, in the next match, the Myun Classic is coming up soon. 89A, Triple H obviously, just a promo package saying that the Myun Classic is coming up. Alright, next up, in an extremely short bout, Becky Lynch, the #1 contender for Asuka's championship, and the woman who will be facing Asuka at NXT TakeOver Resistance, defeats Mandy Rose in 2:31 by the Hard Knots. Coming commentary, gave it a booth. Becky Lynch and Mandy Rose have great chemistry and assuring their performance. I don't know if that's good for Becky or if that's good for Mandy. Hopefully Mandy's improved so much that it's a great chemistry. But if not, Becky, you need to step up your game, gal. 89 for Becky, 62 for Rose. This was a Diva-based match where we still only got a 56. Actually, I'm not sure. Let's see. Was this... yeah, this was a Diva-based match where we only got a 56 C-, so that's not great. But Becky with an 89, Mandy with a 62, and 89 from Becky... makes me think that her and Asuka can have a good match here in a couple days. 56 C-. Alright, next up, Johnny Gargano is seen in the back getting ready for his match against Adam Cole. Baby. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly then, aka the Undisputed Era, walk up to him while he's stretching. Cole asks Gargano how it feels to be Regal's favorite child. First, Ciampa and Zayn over on Rage get a shot at AOP, a shot we deserve, even though we're on a different brand. And then on top of that, you, Johnny, you get a title shot against Roddy if you defeat Mr. NXT tonight. Johnny stands up and stretches, smiling, saying that he's worked his ass off for this shot. You took your ball after a losing streak and went home, if you don't recall, Adam. Johnny says they've known each other forever, and I know what you're capable of. Johnny bends down and continues stretching. He says, looking back up, and it's not becoming NXT champion. You're definitely not capable of that. The Undisputed Era's Fish and O'Reilly walk towards Gargano as if to try to intimidate him, but Cole puts his hand up, fakes a smile, and wishes Johnny Gargano luck. So, the Gargano escape has advanced. No skill improvements here, but a 73 B- as the Undisputed Era went over to kind of taunt Johnny Gargano and didn't work out well. It backfired. 73 B-. Alright, next up, in an extremely short match, Lars Sullivan defeats a local jobber, Marty Gold, our favorite jobber, in 205 with a spear. Corino and Kelly are pretty good, off his game, 60-46 for Sullivan and local jobber Marty Gold. No skill improvements, but a 52 D+ here, a victory, another jobber victory here for Lars Sullivan. after having destroyed NXT's favorite jobber, local jobber Marty Gold, has a microphone and is screaming that NXT TakeOver Resistance is in just a few days and he is without a challenge. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. No Way Jose's theme hits now as he shows up on the ramp with William Regal beside him. William Regal saying he hears him. And No Way Jose is more than ready to provide competition at Resistance TakeOver. So just in a few days, says William Regal, at TakeOver Resistance, you'll take on No Way Jose, Mr. Sullivan, so good luck. Lars Sullivan nods up and down as Sullivan will be taking on No Way Jose, two big brawlers here, and a very brawl-heavy match at NXT TakeOver Resistance, which I think has the possibility, if I book it correctly, to be one of our better matches. 82B here. Next up, we see Roddy Strong backstage with his NXT World Championship over his shoulder as he's directly talking into the camera now. Roddy says that tonight, Johnny Gargano and Mr. NXT will face off to determine who gets a chance at this NXT World Championship come TakeOver Resistance in just a few days. But Roddy says he doesn't care who wins, because this Saturday night at TakeOver, says Roddy, it'll be just as it's been since I entered professional wrestling, Roddy versus the world. The fans cheer. I can promise one thing, NXT Universe, said Roddy Strong. Come NXT TakeOver Resistance, and be it Mr. NXT or even, Johnny, he says, smirking, the championship is staying in Camp Strong. So Gargano's escape storyline has advanced, as it has Roddy versus the world. No skill improvements. 81B from your champion here. He's extremely confident that no matter who he faces, he'll walk out of NXT TakeOver Resistance as champion. 81B plus and no skill improvements. Alright, next up in a decent match, Andrade Almas defeats Fabian Aichner in 5:05:48 by pinfall with a split leg and corkscrew senton. Obviously, Almas is facing Eric Young at TakeOver Resistance for the #1 contendership. To see, and Almas, after talking to Regal and making good points, he'll be the #1 contender to either Roddy or Gargano or Mr. NXT. So he's in a good spot here. I'll run over the card at the end of the show as well. 69 C+. He's improving in performance, as is almost a big solid victory here tonight. Fabian Aichner, who's only 20 over, puts up a 37. Almost is a freaking stud here. 69 C+ for Almost and Aichner. Next up, a hype video play showing the Street Profits insanity. Due to their victory tonight, says Mr. William Regal on a video package at NXT TakeOver Resistance, in just a few days, it's going to be Angelo Dawkins and Montez for the Street Profits, getting a chance at Saturday for their NXT United States Tag Team Championships. I already told you guys that, but that's exactly what we're doing here. The Street Profits taking on Saturday with the championships on the line in just a few days. 49 D+, no skill improvements. And in our main event, in an exceptional match, Mr. NXT defeats Gargano in 27:49 by pinfall with a spinning high roundhouse kick. The match had tons of interference, with the Undisputed Era interfering and attacking Gargano. I guess after what happened earlier in the evening, the Undisputed Era was not happy about what happened, being made fun of, and thanks to them, Mr. NXT will be heading to NXT TakeOver Resistance to take on Roderick Strong for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship. Johnny Gargano without a match. 91 and 87 for Gargano and Mr. NXT. This got the crowd buzzing. Let's see what the dirt sheet says. Why is it only an 83? Let's see. Penalized for inconsistency and for the announcing Kevin Kelly. But other than that, the two people in ring were great. Gargano and Mr. NXT put a fantastic match on at 83B+, and I am thrilled with the outcome of this match. All right. Now, after the match, a hype video for Roderick Strong and the NXT World Championship airs. Johnny Gargano versus Mr. NXT is coming up next. We just aired that. Obviously, the winner faces Roddy Strong. We know the winner. The winner is obviously Mr. NXT. This was supposed to be before it, but I'm not going to go ahead and back and change it, re-record for that. So we'll pretend we saw this before that. 83B+. And to end the show, after the bell sounds, and after a brutal nearly 30 minutes, Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole, baby. Fish and O'Reilly smirk as Mr. NXT is declared the winner and will head to NXT TakeOver Resistance to challenge Roderick Strong for the NXT World Championship. The Undisputed Era's Fish and O'Reilly have a date with the Revival, remember, at NXT TakeOver Resistance in just a few days, but tonight they played spoiler. Tonight they screwed Johnny Wrestling. The show fades out with Johnny Wrestling on the mat losing, being left off the TakeOver completely with Adam Cole and company smirking. The Mr. and Mrs. are just a few days away from a possible regaining of their championship. So yeah, huge match, man. Mr. NXT with Mrs. NXT will be taking on Roderick Strong at NXT TakeOver Resistance. It's going to be a great one. Mr. NXT, Mrs. NXT came out extremely well. Fish was underwhelming, as was O'Reilly. Cole kept doing his thing here. I don't know why he's still slated as a babyface, but we'll leave it for now. 83B plus here. Let's see what happens overall. So we have an 80, 82. So we had an 81 for Rage, our last show, and 82 for Resistance. Back-to-back fantastic shows. I'm very pleased with that. And just to run down the card real quick, the No Way Jose Lars Sullivan match will take place at Resistance. Street Profits versus Sanity for the U.S. Tag Team Championships. Becky against Asuka for the NXT Women's World Championship. The Revival taking on the Undisputed Era. Eric Young and Andrade PROMO in a #1 contendership match. And Roddy Strong versus Mr. NXT for the NXT World Championship. It is going to be a fantastic show, a fantastic card, and I, for one, cannot wait to present it to you. Let me know what you guys thought of this show in the comments, and if you would do anything differently, or if you have any suggestions about the series and the direction it's been going. Next time you see me, we'll be live from NXT TakeOver Resistance. But for now, this was NXT The Game Season 2, Episode 115. I am Mikey Bro. Thanks for watching. And as Cohen always says, have a glorious rest of your day.